Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for joining us again on Money and Technology. Today, we're going to be talking about that which you promised on the last episode of Money and Technology with regards to that technology that has taken the world by, it caught the world by guard. I'm talking about Metaverse. Now, how much of Metaverse do you know? What does it portend? What are the advantages of Metaverse and what are the disadvantages of this new technology? Of course, many things are taking place in that Metaverse world. The word Metaverse, it's actually a combination of two words. It's just like you saying universe or you say universe or something like combination of two words together. So what is Metaverse and what transpose or transform into that word, and what does it bring to the table? Of course, last week we talked about how that technology is reviving life even after death. We talked about how deep a company is taking that technology from what it used to be or from what it is and to another level, which is Metaverse, relinking or Metaverse forever. I'm talking about, bringing people back to life after death. But today, we just want to give us an overview of what Metaverse is all about so that we can have a perfect understanding of what we tried to explain to you in the last episode. Of course, Metaverse, when we hear or at the mention of Metaverse, what comes to mind is the world of gaming. Of course, yes, the gamers are actually exploring this world for the fact that when they play the games, there's a specific headset that they put on like this, and they are projected into another scene, another scenery, or another world entirely. A world that has its own apparatus, a world that has its own architectural setup. You could just find yourself in a room like this where you can decide that, okay, I'm going to put my bed this place, I'm going to put my shelf here, I'll put my books this part, and I'm going to place your computer to this side. And in that Metaverse world, you could have advantage of talking to other people who are on the other side. They could be talking to you from Australia, talking to you from United States of America, while you are here in Africa wearing the set, and the other person is wearing the set too, and you would meet and discuss business. Of course, NFT is taking advantage of this, and so much more to talk about on this subject matter of Metaverse. Stay with us. We'll go for a short break now. When we return, we are going to dig it deep into what Metaverse is all about. Stay with us.
According to Wikipedia, a metaverse is a network of 3D virtual world focused on social connection. In futurism and science fiction, it is often described as hypothetical iteration of the internet as a single universal virtual world that is facilitated by the use of virtual and augmented reality headsets. The term metaverse has its origins in 1992 science fiction novel Snow Crash as a portmanteau of meta and universe. Various metaverses have been developed for popular use, such as virtual world platforms like Second Life. Some metaverse iterations involved integration between virtual and physical spaces and virtual economies. Demand for increased immersion means metaverse development is often linked to advancing virtual reality technology. The term has been used as a buzzword to exaggerate development progress of various related technologies and projects for public relations purposes, information privacy, user addiction, and user safety are concerns within metaverses, stemming from challenges facing the social media and video game industries as a whole. Now let's talk about video games. Components of Metaverse technology have already been developed within online video games. This is according to Wikipedia. The 2003 virtual world platform Second Life is often described as the first metaverse, as it incorporated many aspects of social media into a persistent three-dimensional world with the user represented as an avatar. Social interaction and 3D virtual worlds are often an integral feature in many massively multiplayer online games. The multiplayer game creation platform, Roblox, has been described as a metaverse and has since employed significant usage of the term in marketing. Other claims of developing a metaverse including the game's active worlds, the Palace, and Fortnite. Now, the involvement of virtual reality. In 2019, the social network company Facebook launched a social VR world called Facebook Horizon. In 2021, Facebook was renamed Meta Platforms, and its chairman, Mark Zuckerberg, declared a company commitment to developing a metaverse.
It is time for us to adopt a new company brand to encompass everything that we do. To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta. Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together. Our apps and their brands, they're not changing either. And we are still the company that designs technology around people.
Many of the virtual reality technologies advertised by Meta Platforms remain to be developed. Facebook whistleblower Francis Haugen criticized the move, adding that Meta Platforms' continued focus on growth-oriented projects is largely done to the detriment of ensuring safety on their platforms. Meta Platforms have also faced user safety criticism regarding Horizon Worlds due to the occurrence of sexual harassment on the platform. Microsoft, on the other hand, acquired the VR company Altspace VR in 2017 and has since implemented metaverse features such as virtual avatars and meetings held in virtual reality into Microsoft Teams. In 2022, HTC announced its launch of a cross-platform metaverse ecosystem called Vverse, which would allow connections between virtual worlds accessible by both VR and non-VR devices and support parental controls for children. Proposed applications for metaverse technology include improving work productivity, interactive learning environment, e-commerce, real estate, fiction, fashion, etc. Although smaller companies have worked toward creating the metaverse through virtual worlds in the past, such as the video game VR Chat. Access points for metaverse include general purpose computers and smartphones, in addition to augmented reality AR, mixed reality MR, virtual reality VR, and virtual world technologies. Dependence on VR technology has limited metaverse development and wide-scale adoption. Limitations of portable hardware and the need to balance costs and design have caused a lack of high-quality graphics and mobility. Lightweight wireless headsets have struggled to achieve retina display pixel density needed for visual immersion. While higher performance models are wired and often bulky, another issue of wide-scale adoption of the technology is cost, with consumer VR headsets ranging in price from $300 to $3,500 as of 2022. Current hardware development is focused on overcoming limitations of VR headsets, sensors, and increasing immersion with haptic technology. Now let's talk about criticism. In a February 2022 article for the New York Times, Lauren Jackson argued that the metaverse is stalled from achieving scale by a lack of infrastructure for both hardware and software, a monopolistic approach to platform development and a lack of clear governance standards, though others such as Nick Bostrom have argued that future technological advancements such as more realistic computer graphics and improvements in artificial intelligence will continue to incentivize user engagement, which will lead to the normalization of the metaverse. In December 2021, Raja Kaduri, Senior Vice President of Intel, said that truly persistent and immersive computing at scale and accessible by billions of humans in real time will require even more, like a 1,000 times increase in computational efficiency from today's state of the art. Privacy. Now, information privacy is an area of concern for metaverses because related companies will likely collect users' personal information through interactions and biometric data from wearable, virtual, and augmented reality devices. Meta platform, previously Facebook, is planning on employing targeted advertising within their metaverse, raising further worries and concerns related to the spread of misinformation and loss of personal privacy. In 2021, David Reid of Liverpool Hope University argued that the amount of data collection in the metaverse will be greater than that on the internet, stating, "If you think about the amount of data a company could collect on the World Wide Web right now compared to what it could collect with metaverse, that is just no comparison." Now let's talk about addiction. User addiction and problematic social media use is another concern. Of course, these days young folks out there are getting addicted to sitting in front of their computer for hours, playing games, meeting people, and so on and so forth. Internet addiction disorder, social media, and video game addiction can have mental and physical repercussions over a prolonged period of time, such as depression, anxiety, and various other harms related to having a sedentary lifestyle, such as an increased risk for obesity and cardiovascular diseases. Experts are also concerned that metaverses could be used as an escape from reality in a similar fashion to existing internet technologies. Metaverses may magnify the social impact of online echo members and digitally alienating spaces or abuse common social media engagement strategies to manipulate users with biased content. Safety. Virtual crime like sex abuse and other user safety issues such as harassment or significant challenges with current social virtual reality platforms and may be similarly prevalent in a metaverse. The potential presence of child predators on metaverse platforms is another concern, along with the potential for worsening child depression and loneliness. In February 2022, investigations by BBC News and the Washington Post found minors engaging in adult activities in applications such as VR Chat and Horizon World despite an age requirement for 13 years or older. Social issues. In 2022, Keza MacDonald of The Guardian criticized the utopianism of technology companies who claim that a metaverse could be a reprieve from worker exploitation, prejudice, and discrimination. McDonald stated that they would be more positive towards metaverse development if it was not dominated by companies and disaster capitalists trying to figure out a way to make more money as the real world's resources are dwindling. Marketing professor Andres Kaplan, citing their experience studying Second Life users, argues that metaverses may have a generally negative societal impact due to their strongly addictive potential. Well, we can go on and on and on this metaverse, but broadly speaking, the technologies that make up the metaverse can include virtual reality, characterized by persistent virtual worlds that continue to exist even when you are not playing, as well as augmented reality that combines aspects of the digital and physical world. However, it doesn't require that those spaces be exclusively accessible or accessed via VR or AR. It also translates to a digital economy where users can create, buy, and sell goods. And in the more idealistic visions of the metaverse, it's interoperable, allowing you to take virtual items like clothes or cars from one platform to another. In the real world, you can buy a shirt from a mall and then wear it to a movie theater. Right now, most platforms have virtual identities, avatars, and inventories that are tied to just one platform, but the metaverse might allow you to create a persona that you can take everywhere and easily, as you can copy your profile picture from one social network to another.
Privacy and safety need to be built into the metaverse from day one. You'll get to decide when you want to be with other people, when you want to block someone from appearing in your space, or when you want to take a break and teleport to a private bubble to be alone. You're going to be able to bring things from the physical world into the metaverse. Almost any type of media that can be represented digitally, photos, videos, art, music, movies, books, games, you name it. And lots of things that are physical today, like screens, will just be able to be holograms in the future. You won't need a physical TV, it'll just be a $1 hologram from some high school kid halfway across the world. And you'll be able to take your items and project them into the physical world as holograms in augmented reality too. One part of this is Horizon Home, which is our early vision for a home space in the metaverse. Horizon Home is the first thing that you'll see when you put on your Quest headset. Today, there are already a bunch of options to choose from, and in the future, anyone will be able to create one. We've just called it home until now because it's been missing something very important: people. Soon, we're going to be introducing a social version of home, where you can invite your friends to join you as avatars. You'll be able to hang out, watch videos together, and jump into apps together. Then, there is Horizon Worlds, which is where you can build worlds and jump into them with people.
All right, people, welcome back. I hope you've been taken into the reality of what that technology is doing in our lives, and I'm sure that you are ready to take advantage of this, because every technology that comes out, it is meant for humanity. It is meant for you to take advantage of it on a business side, on a humanity side, on a scientific side, on whatever level. Even this job that we're doing, before now it wasn't like this. It's something that you could just have to have this gigantic setup and stuff like that, but today everything has been compressed into a micro setup that you can reach millions of people at a go. So why don't you take advantage of Metaverse? And of course, there are, with every new coming technology, new stuff that is coming out, there's always advantages and disadvantages. Of course, people may abuse this technology in many ways, in terms of money laundering, in terms of sexuality, in terms of, there are many moral decadences, inherent, embedded in this new technology called Metaverse. But hey, everything that has disadvantage also has, it has some potentials to be exploited in terms of many advantages. And if you weigh them, side by side, you discover that advantages are far more than the disadvantage. Of course, why not take advantage of them?